We are in the depth of the Canadian winter here right now, and I can't help but reminisce about a trip that I made with nothing but the best people in my life. My mom, my kids, my wife, my staff. We all traveled across the world to Southern Africa for an African safari. And yes, all the kids and wives went as well. This is not just a hunting trip for friends and family, but it's actually a tourism trip. We're going to be visiting Kruger National Park. We're going to be shooting some animals. We're going to visit with some great friends up there. And I'll tell you, I don't know why it took me 15 years to book this trip, but I'll be going back for sure. This is a 4-part series. I hope you follow along. We're going to show lots of good times. Even a 6-year-old boy gets his first Impala. It's going to be great. Stick around.
Go from there. All right. This is the Homegrown Hunter.
To start this trip off, we had the opportunity to go after a cow Cape buffalo. So the first part of the show is us chasing that. It's actually me with our guide Johan and his tracker Abul, and I have my Bowtech SX 80 that I'm going to try to stick a cow with. Steve's on the camera, so let's go.
So wind's going nasty down here. I think let's try and work our way around them. Nice old cow in there. So let's go and have a look if we cannot get close to them over there. A nice steady wind. Okay. Let's grab my rifle.
We just saw a bunch of Cape buffalo over here. That's some wildebeest. There's a nice old cow in there, so we're gonna come out and around, walk into the wind and see if we can get on her. Got the SX80 Bowtech with us today. And try to stick a Cape buffalo. You can stay tuned. First time in Africa.
So some is laying down, others are still feeding here on the left, but it looks like they're slowly making their way this way. But with those bedded down, they won't move too far. So hopefully they come in here, otherwise they'll start bedding down and then we'll just get a new approach. She's laying up there. She's probably at about 70, 65, 70.
Is she the one further up?
Yeah, you can just see a horn and a body off to the left, laying up there. Jesse's already bedded down.
Unfortunately, every single time that we got into a position for a good stalk, the wind would swirl again and again and put us into a bad spot where they could smell us and they'd take right off.
Rock pile, but a massive one, and underneath it is very thick, so sometimes they will go and lay down over there. So I think let's go around, we'll see. If we don't find anything at the back here, we'll jump this side. Maybe they crossed all the way up there, crossed around. And then here's also a big rock pile that we can climb on top of. We climb on top and we try and see if we cannot see something into the trees.
Okay, sounds good.
We took a 1 hour break and decided to have some lunch of some eland and then get back after those Cape buffalo.
And now, this week's Cut to the Chase segment, brought to you by Rack Stacker.
Our professional hunter Johan came up with a great idea before we left that night to drag a thorny bush behind the truck. The purpose of this is to make sure, or at least be aware, of the Cape buffalo herd crossing the road before we got back in the morning. Our day came to an end and we wanted to see when we come back in the morning whether or not the Cape buffalo tracks had crossed the road. This will give us an indication of where we should start our hunt in the morning.
This I think is a cheetah.
Smaller than yesterday's.
So you see the long straight toes. A leopard has got round toes. That long straight toes, this might be a cheetah. You can see the nails as well.
Oh yeah. Yep.
This is a cheetah walking over here.
That's cool.
They are a hell of a problem.
Hell of a problem.
Yeah, yes they can, because they eat fresh food every day.
Oh, okay.
So they will catch every day. They won't catch something and come back and eat it later again. So they catch every day.
Catch it, eat the fresh stuff, leave the junk for the other scavengers.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a cheetah walking there. Yeah, we might see them actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we might see them during the day.
Is that human?
Oh, shit. I think that's an asshole.
Thanks.
Typically when you're hunting Cape buffalo, which is one of the Africa's big five, you want to check water holes. Water sources are where they're going to be traveling throughout the night, and we're checking those spots along the property to see whether or not they got fresh tracks. Then we got elevated to see whether or not we could see them from above and spot those black bodies crossing through the prairies. All we seen was blue wildebeest. There's a blue and a gold right beside each other. After 3 days of chasing Cape buffalo and not being successful with a bow, I had heard that there was a farmer that knew that there was a big sable that he wanted us to harvest. I decided to separate from Tyrel as he went after another game animal, and Alec and I, Alec is an owner of Mafigeni, the son of Jill, and we're going to go after a giant trophy sable. Stay tuned, this gets really exciting because I've got my son Logan at the camera filming all of it. While Alec, my son Logan, and I are chasing down this sable and trying to get a shot on him, all the girls and the children are in a local town visiting a bunch of craft shops. This is where it's important for tourism because I've got friends and family at home that I want to give gifts to. This is a great opportunity for the girls to do some shopping. They're also going to stop off at a local rescue where animals are dropped off, or orphaned animals or injured animals, and they're going to visit that place as well, which is fantastic. There's all kinds of stuff to do at Mafigeni safaris. Let's get back to that sable hunt and see what happens.
Stay tuned to the Homegrown Hunter to see how this hunt unfolds. Welcome back to the Homegrown Hunter.
Alec and I had been pursuing this sable for well into a half an hour. We were a few hundred yards from where we had started, and every time that sable stopped, we stopped, waiting for him to turn broadside for a shot.
I see him. I got him.
Solid.
Man, that was intense. That was crazy intense.
Oh, no, man. But you hit him nicely there.
I don't know if I'm out of shape or just had a wind or nervous.
A little bit of everything. It was a 3 minutes of work for him.
Yeah.
A little bit of a run around there.
I love the way he moves. He's hit hard.
You can see him pull in nicely like that. He reacted very good.
Very, very cool.
Give him 5 minutes or so and then we'll
Sounds good.
go hit the track there. Good job,
Well,
Steve. Shit.
I was hoping that sun in his eyes would mess things right up.
I think it did help us a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
That was awesome, man. A little shaky now.
Well done, my man. Good job.
Alec is the second generation of Mafigeni safaris. I've known his mother, Jill, for going on 15 years. And I told Jill that I'd wanted to come to their outfit, their safari here in Southern Africa, Limpopo Valley. And that's my first animal since we got here. We've been here 3 days. The last 2 days we were chasing buffalo with Tyrel and his compound bow. Thought we'd give the buffaloes a break and come out here and shoot myself a trophy sable, and I just did that.
No. Good way to break the
shook
ice.
up, brother.
Once again, well done, Steve. Awesome job,
Holy
man.
smokes, that was cool. We'll be right back. We're going to track him. We got to go back and get the guys. Right on.
This week's tech tip is brought to you by Banks Outdoors, distributed in Canada by Rackstacker.
I almost began to think that wasn't going to come together.
Yeah, but luckily they
He knew we were on him.
Yeah, but their curiosity gets the best of them. They'll do that. They'll walk, stop, look at you, walk, and then you just have to persistence. Stay on them, and eventually they'll make that mistake.
See, with a whitetail at home, and they run, you ain't seen
No,
them for
it's
2
done.
miles.
Done,
like
done,
for
yeah.
him, he ran. I'm like, oh, it's over. And then he stopped and looked back. I'm like, we're still on him.
Nice thing is, like the wind was in our favor, so if he smelt us, different story, then he would have gassed. But with the wind the way it was blowing, he's working on sight and hearing the whole time, and then you get a bit more lenience. So
Yeah. There was a couple times he stopped, and I obviously, camera guy and us moving, I knew we should have stopped, and we didn't, and then he kept pursuing me, or kept going because of the sound of him. But if you're paying attention to the animal, when he stops moving, you stop moving, because he'll hear you.
No, for sure.
You know.
They move when they move. It's better.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a Blouser. This is the one we sighted in the other day, right?
Yeah.
This is a beautiful gun, man.
That's a good
I
shooter.
wish we had suppressors at home. That's nice.
Yeah, no.
It sounds like a 22.
And you always hear that hit, so that's the nice thing about that silencer.
That's cool.
Cool story, huh? Let me quickly go and make a phone call, get the guys here.
Sounds good.
You can go and take that back.
One hell of a hunt.
Oh, dude. Right on.
That was fucking intense. Up and down, back and through.
Oh, yeah. On that side,
Every time he had a shot,
cool,
I'd lean up on the, as soon as I got him into the scope, he'd turn again.
I know.
And then I'd go back. Every time he moved, you moved, and then there was a couple times we were moving too much, and he heard us, and then he ran.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get this. And they're not like whitetails. Like the whitetails run and they're gone. Yeah. This guy here would run a little ways and stop and look back. He knew we were pursuing him.
Yeah.
But when we got close enough to him, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna. He was walking into this opening right here, and I hollered at, not hollered, I said, Alec, stop him in the opening, and as soon as he stopped him, I gave him, I don't know, 3-4 seconds and touched off. Nice. I'm gonna take this gun home.
You like it, eh?
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Yeah, that was fun.
One shot. That's awesome. Yeah. Right on.
Always is one shot.
Well, that's what I said.
Never
there's
took
the
a
shot.
swing.
He's good. He's good. Yep.
Really? All of us scoured this whole area, brother. Really?
I just like that somewhere.
Oh, my guts were like turning, man. It didn't go very far at all. That's like 60 yards, so 80, 100 yards. The dog was sitting there the whole time.
Fuck yeah. Okay, wait. Before you go there, wait. Before you go there. Yeah, you come here, you come here.
The shot was perfect.
Was it?
Pick up and then you come.
Absolutely perfect. Look at this.
This guy was a pain in my rear.
Perfect shot.
Look at that, man.
So I said that reaction was perfect.
Here you go.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Make sure there's no snakes.
No, maar dis ook ons beter ons gaan back to the start. Always back to the that thing it helps a lot. There was a beautiful boost, well done.
There you go.
Good girl.
Wow, Lunis, you found a Sable.
Make sure you
Watch your head on that shit.
Yo, watch out for those sharp points, huh? The business end.
See, when I looked at him in the binos, that's all I seen.
That's what I said.
When you
to
mentioned, look at those bases, that's all I seen.
the secondary growth.
Yeah.
You can even see in his face, he's not a young bull, it's a nice old bull.
Look at the mane on him and everything. That is cool, man. He's a lot wider than I thought.
I'll leave the gun here, you can go.
But I mean, but look how much he
See
bled.
where that hole is? I think I was trying a little lower, but obviously the grass was probably... I pinwheeled him. What a great opportunity for me to harvest a beautiful sable. As soon as I seen his bases that were so thick like that through the binos, after him telling me that's what I'm looking for, I knew this is the one we were going to pursue. This guy almost eluded us like 3 or 4 times, and I'll tell you, I was pretty jacked up once I pulled the trigger and touched off. I was a little concerned, I mean, I made a great shot, but I was a little concerned on where the blood track was because I couldn't find any blood. However, now that we found him, he was only about 75 yards away. didn't even drop blood. We found him laying up and the dog helped. So it was a great opportunity for me to come out here to Mafigeni Safaris. Stay tuned, because when we come back from the Homegrown Hunter next week, we're going to have another hunt out of a 4-part series. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, I'm Steve Elmy, your host of the Homegrown Hunter. The fellas at Mafigeni Safaris made short work of this sable by getting him cleaned up and put in the cooler as quick as possible. Absolutely nothing got wasted.
For past episodes, be sure to check out hghtv.ca. Until next time.